Today is Saturday, January the 21st, 2023, and we are in the Henry K. List house at 827 Main Street. And if some of you can move in a little bit more, I see some people still out in the hall. We have such a large crowd today, which is terrific. My name is Jean Finstein. I'm currently the president of Friends of Wheeling, and this is a Friends of Wheeling tour. We do something like this at least once a month. If you are interested in learning what we're doing, you can certainly join us. And
I got it.
There we have a membership card. This will be online if you didn't happen to get one today. This is the last paper one that I have. Membership is a whopping $10 a year. And then you will get a notice of where we'll be touring next. Give this to Joanne here with the camera. Joanne Sullivan is behind the camera. She is also the treasurer, so bear with us. A little other announcement. Friends of Wheeling currently owns 722, 724 Main Street, which is a pre-Civil War duplex just up the street and on the other side. And we're currently rehabbing it, and as we've been working on that, we've discovered a fascinating history of the original owners. And I will be doing a talk about that on Monday evening, January the 30th. That's a week from Monday, at the library at 6:30 in the evening. So if you'd like to learn about the Hughes family and their Confederate leanings, I'll give you that little hint. Again, that's Monday, a week from Monday at 6:30 in the library in the lower auditorium, and that's free and open to the public. So what we're going to do today, I'll give you a little bit of the history of this property. Then we have a descendant who has a little bit more history, and then Karen Ullum, who is probably in the mass. There she is.
I'm here. I'm in the print, the animal print. So right.
Okay, Karen is the realtor for this property, and if you have questions about it, as to the asking price and so forth, she can fill you in on those kinds of details. So here's the history. We historians call this a Henry K. List house. It's an Italian Renaissance revival home built in 1858 by wealthy businessman Henry Kilbourne List. Born in 1821, died in 1900. He was a Wheeling native. He dealt in wholesale groceries, wool, and pig iron, and then banking, serving as president of the City Bank of Wheeling in what we now know as the professional building. The 1870 census is a good indicator of his wealth, with his real estate holdings estimated at $75,000, which is the equivalent of about $1.4 million today, and his personal wealth estimated at $300,000, the equivalent of nearly $5.8 million today. His obituary stated, for a full half century, no public improvement has been projected in and about the city of Wheeling that Henry K. List did not foster with both his energy and his money. Foremost in every good word and work, he has supported with his large resources every movement that has tended to develop the material interests of Wheeling and better the condition of her people. Unlike many who amass wealth solely for the pleasure of counting their bonds and contemplating their gold in secret, Mr. List acquired his with the object that it would contribute to the rational comfort and happiness not only of himself, but of others also. You don't get obituaries like that. He was buried in Greenwood Cemetery. List and his wife, the former Sarah Jane Shaw, had 10 children, 6 of whom survived him: Daniel C. List Jr., Mrs. Robert Dalzell, Mrs. Edward Hazlett, Ambrose List, and John K. List and Hetty. Their daughter Jessie, the wife of Edward Hazlett, lived next door in 823 Main Street, and their son John lived in the next house at 821 Main Street. Their unmarried son Ambrose and their spinster daughter Hetty remained in the home after their parents died. Hetty willed the home to the Women's Club of Wheeling in 1941. The Red Cross Agency purchased it for $17,000 in 1946, and it became their local headquarters for many years. Prior to the actual purchase, Red Cross volunteers used the building to roll bandages for the World War II war effort.
Oh.
Betty Wood's Snooky Nutting purchased the property from the Red Cross in 1987, and a year later sold it to William Fields, who had plans to restore the building and turn it into a restaurant. The Old Wheeling Associates purchased it from Fields in 1993 and sold it to the Friends of Lyceum in 2011. It then housed the Lyceum Academy for several years. You may remember that. That was kind of a spin-off when Mount Tashana closed. The house was individually listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1979. It features 4 chimneys, tall double-hung windows, a cupola for watching passing riverboat traffic. Make sure you get all the way up to the top while you're here. Inside the house, an elegant stairway dominates the setting. Wainscoting was made of tooled or pressed fabric or paper simulating leather, and ornate plaster moldings adorn the ceiling. A single shelf mantel is present in every room, and glass panels have been attributed to the well-known Sweeney glass operation of Wheeling. Now, as you walk toward the back of the house, the back section is an add-on, and in between, make sure you notice the glass panels on either side of that doorway. They were made of like 2 layers of glass. My understanding is, I think maybe it's called depression glass? Something. Anyway, there's 2 layers of glass, and they somehow carved out the pink layer so that it's clear. And so they're pink windows, but with a design that's clear glass in it. So make sure you look. Again, it's between the main house and the rear section. A partial description from the National Register nomination states the Henry K. List house is a 2-story square building with an offset 2-story rear wing built in 1867. The building is brick with classical wood trim, embellished with wood brackets and stone sills, and bracketed. The windows were fitted with louvered shutters, many of which remain. The foundation is stone. The roof is low-pitched hit. The existing porch is not original. Now, when this was a school, when it was the Lyceum, there were classrooms in the lower level. If you have a problem with mold, be careful because the house is empty and the temperatures changes. Yeah, you'll get some. So just don't touch things down there. In the rear, there's a newer add-on that has a beautiful office space that is much newer. And so try to get down there and see that even if you don't go in the section that's under here. Now, Kim McCluskey is standing beside me. And Kim, you wanted to say something about...
Yeah, I'll try not to bore you. I rented the List family to my mother's side. My grandmother's name before she was married was Hetty List Dalzell. You mentioned Dalzell. And so when she passed on, she willed all of her family archives and records to me, so I just happened to have a List family tree. So what I thought I would do, I know you want to get to the house, I'll just tell you how the List family ended up in America from England. It says, early in 1775, there lived near London, England, a relationship of Lists, somewhat as follows. Robert List and wife, Mary Ann and Louise List, a Mr. William List, and a John List in the family. Those who came to America were John and his wife Sarah, and 2 sons, John and Thomas Henry. Also 2 daughters, Sally and Caroline, 4 children. They were reared in Ware, near London. John List was born in 1761 and died in 1828. Sarah, his wife, born in 1766 and died in 1831. Then it gives to the ages of the children. Anyways, the family of 6 sailed March 26, 1806 on the ship Science from England and arrived in New York May 5th. The trip almost exactly 6 weeks. According to the logbook, the ship met with several narrow escapes in heavy seas. Repeatedly, the captain gave orders to pump out, sometimes every 4 hours, like built to get the water out. They remained in and around New York on a location up the Hudson River for about 1 year. They were induced by promoters in that early day to come to St. Clairsville, Ohio, near which place they were evidently promised land for settling upon it. However, this does not seem to have materialized. They made the journey from the Hudson to the Ohio Valley in a wagon. John List Sr. taught school for a while, and the family moved to Wheeling in July 1808. They bought ground and lived in a long house at the west side of Main Street, probably around here. above 8th Street. From that time on, according to the old records, the List family prospered here and were identified with many leading business interests. John List, who was born in England, held a bookkeeper's position in the bank in London. The late Daniel List, who went in London, he could find his bank back in London. Anyways, after residing in Wheeling for some time, the attention of John List Jr. was given to mercantile pursuits. In 1816, the Ohio Company was formed, and he found a position with the company as a bookkeeper. That later became the Northwestern Bank of Virginia, located in a two-story building somewhere downtown. And then it just says later on they branched out into banking. The year 1852 found the institution a new banking house on the corner of Main and 12th Streets. And in 1863, the institution was reorganized at the National Bank of West Virginia. They also engaged in real estate and became founders of another bank at corner chapter of 23rd Street, of which one of the Lists was first president, also president of the National Savings Bank. So that's very
Yeah.
true.
I think of Henry K. List as a banker, and this, a wealthy banker's house. Karen, are you here?
Yeah.
And Karen, you want to step a little closer so that we can get you on the microphone?
Yes. Good
Can
morning.
you
Thank you
tell
to
us-
everybody for coming out. I'm kind of surprised I would have had coffee and donuts. So we weren't sure. It was so chilly. We said, oh, maybe no one will show up. So anyway, is that good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So there were a few things I wanted to go over with you. I can speak with you individually, but just so everyone knows. The list price is $350,000 for the house. The most concerning thing that people are worried about is the outside needing painted. So I do have a quote of $38,000 for the paint, which I think that's a pretty good quote. So, and also you can comment on the.
Yeah, it would be eligible for one of the city's facade grants.
Yes, so that's great.
It being on the National Register does not restrict you in paint color. So if you want to buy the house and you don't want it to be pink, that's fine.
When you're outside, there is a break in the guardrail. So about the middle of that, straight over to, there's a tree out back, is the cutoff between the parcels. West Virginia, the state owns the other one, okay? Also out back, there is a parcel on the river. The owner has been told from the Corps of Engineers, there's some pilings that are already there that you possibly could put a deck. So that's the outside. Let me see. I'm sorry, I just had to write all this down. I was afraid I would forget. The plumbing, there is a working commode downstairs on the basement floor, and there's a bathroom on each level. You will notice they're pulled away because the owner, he was working on the lines, and he actually was going to put a third floor bathroom in. So the plumbing's up there. If you go up there to see, you'll see that. So that's ready to go. Also, the heat, there's a room downstairs, and I'm not sure if we go each room or they just walk around.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're in the basement, there is one room that is the heaters. There's a couple heaters there. If you're on the third floor, if you open the closet door, there's also a heater there. The air conditioning units are on the back side if you want to take a look. Also, there is an electric room downstairs where all the electrical boxes are. Now, I have been told, and maybe you know this, I'm not sure, but right when you came in the door to the left, there's a room filled with chairs. The seller was told that at one point was the main kitchen. So I'm not sure. There is a little wet bar in the corner there. There's also, you'll see a door. There's stairs down that go downstairs to the basement, and you'll see when you open one of the rooms, I can't remember if it's electrical or the furnace room, but you'll see stairs. That's where the stairs go. And I think that's all I have. Any questions?
Is there a dumb waiter from the basement up to the main floor?
The question is there a dumb waiter?
Not that I have seen. Anything else?
Michael, you have to carry your
Is this in the
food.
flood zone?
It is not in the flood zone.
Not even in the 100-year flood zone?
It's my understanding. I guess it's just high enough.
I've heard North Wheeling people say if it floods here, all of Ohio will flood.
There's a gentleman back.
Oh,
Yeah.
since the house is listed, is picture taking permitted?
Yes, go ahead. Uh-huh.
The question was, is picture taking permitted? Yes, you can take pictures. Also, Joanne is taking video, and we will post that on the Friends of Wheeling Facebook page. And if you're interested in old houses, keep scrolling down and you'll see other houses that we've visited. Okay, all right, so since we're a big group, we won't all go together. Just try to go all the way up and all the way down and enjoy.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming today.
And I'll be walking around if you have any questions.
Karen, is it boiler heat? Is it like boiler?
Wait a minute. I follow you.
I actually have a home inspector coming Thursday.
Just follow me if you want to hear.
You gonna talk?
No, she will.
Okay, I'm gonna.
This is probably the main parlor, although it
Yeah.
looks like there were two parlors originally. I don't remember this from the last time.
I have my old pictures, and I'll take this and compare.
A lovely mirror.
That is gorgeous.
So when you're dressed in your gown, you can make sure that you look right.
All right.
Take a look at the nice inlaid work in the floor.
Gorgeous.
The main entryway and stair.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It's, I think it's a pressed fiberboard. That's what it usually is here in Wheeling. And this was done as a decorative measure. In the very, very wealthy houses, this would have been leather.
Oh.
But it's hard to tell.
Like that's where they got Leatherwood, right?
I don't know.
I thought that's what I heard. Leatherwood Lane.
Yeah, but you'll see this a lot. This was a style that they liked. Yeah.
And what was the name of it?
Lynn Preston.
Lynn Costa.
Yes, it's also a similar name called Anna Glickton.
That's a beautiful staircase. I love the bed.
This is nice.
Oh,
So here's another parlor, and it's been,
Oh.
yes, been recently decorated. Here's another marble mantel.
So what was the original heat source? Was it coal or what?
It probably was heated with coal originally, yes.
And now it's.
I think there's forced air, there are multiple furnaces. And this perhaps was a dining room. You can see it's a work in progress. Interestingly, the center section of the floor does not have the nice woodwork. This is the same in one room in my own house. I think the philosophy was you would always have a carpet here in the center section. And under here is a beautiful mantel being protected from the construction that's going on.
So who's doing this?
The current owner. The current owner began redoing this, and I'm not sure. I don't know.
There's all these doors.
I was mentioning that we think is Sweeney glass. And if you touch it on the backside, you can feel the depression that's in there. This side is completely
I
flat.
love the red color.
Yes.
Yes. What's this here?
And then this is probably just storage under the stairs.
Secret stairway. I don't know.
And this section collection would have been added on at some point in the life of.
Go ahead, young lady.
One of my favorite features in here is the weird closet layout. And so take a look. Nice doorknob.
Oh, look.
And this I just love.
Look at that. Pretty.
Another beautiful mantle. And a nice window. Overlooking the river.
What is that? Oh,
It's just a closet for
Yeah.
this.
But there was a room back there for us with the mirror.
Okay.
Nice cut glass transom over the doorway here. Come on, David. Nice transom.
Oh, here's the room with the chairs.
And this is the room that perhaps was the kitchen.
Makes sense. Back door.
Yeah.
So back in the day, didn't they have a servant stairs
Oh, they
or
would have
whatever?
been, yes, there's more, this
Oh.
is the rear stairs here.
Restroom.
And this, of course, a toilet room for when it was a school. But it's nice to have a fireplace in your bathroom.
It's pretty.
This is called mini presto.
Can you have that in the plans?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know anybody's
I don't. At one point, we had a
You want to
tenant
go in
in
there?
the
Mia?
Friends of Wheeling house, and part of it was damaged, and our tenant was a man who did automobile repair. Yeah, and he, he's long gone. I don't even know his name.
What about Smith family?
I will check with John Smith. You've got my email, and I can get you his contact information, because this is the kind of thing that they would teach at the Belmont College Building Preservation Program. Maybe not this, but I know they do other things like stained glass and graining and things like that, so it's possible that someone.
There's some in ours, the steps that are, you know.
Yes, that need to be, right, and there's some here that, yeah, yeah. So, yes, send me an email, I'll send you his contact information. Okay.
Upstairs?
Let's go up the main stairs, not the servants' stairs.
Then we have to come down the servants' stairs.
Have to come down, okay, all right.
The stairway.
Yeah, that's
Some of this
Needs work. Here?
This one was probably the library when it was a school.
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, this is a lot. Yeah, they got their little decks.
Computer Carol's here, yeah.
They got a fireplace over there.
So this originally, of course, would have been a bedroom.
Excuse me.
Back it was Red Cross.
Another nice bedroom here. A lot of decorative wallpaper and another beautiful mantel.
Nice.
And a little chalkboard over there from the school.
Oh, little storage.
Probably a storage closet. And then when it was a school, definitely storage.
Same fireplace.
Marble mantle. Notice how tall it is.
Yep.
Unfortunately, no one ever lowered the ceilings.
Okay.
My main office initially was in there. My office, I was kind of was back.
Oh, there's the.
What is this now? Just another hallway or something?
Storage.
This is kind of a project.
Oh,
To a bathroom.
with a fireplace.
And a shower.
Nice storage. Okay. Got fine. Okay. Upstairs, up to the 3rd floor. Okay. Ooh, railing. Ooh. Oh, this
So
was.
here we are in the 3rd floor area, and up above is the cupola.
This was the art room for the school. I remember that.
Okay.
Is this the round thing at the top?
Yes, this is at the top that you see from the outside. I thought when we were here before, Joanne, that wasn't there like a spiral
I
stair or
thought-
something to get up there?
I thought we did go up there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
If we did, I have a picture. We need a ladder.
An art room when it
Oh,
was
you
school.
mean that little thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look at the natural light.
And
Yes.
there's
Art.
a heater or something.
Yeah,
in
the
there.
furnaces are in there. But one reason for this, other than
Oh.
the light, is that it would have helped with the heat. And so in the summertime, of course, back in the day, they didn't have air conditioning. Right. And with the tall ceilings, you just get the airflow going up and out.
How many parts did you say the shop had?
Well, I don't know, it looks like there's 2 in there, there's at least 1 in the basement.
Okay.
A lot.
Hartley and O'Brien owned this house in 1995.
Okay.
And they're the ones that did all of the renovation. They had all the wallpaper done from a large company in Pittsburgh, very expensive wallpaper. And when the Red Cross building was here, Snooky told this young man that worked here that there, when you go down the stairs, you see a round. When you go downstairs and you see 2 corner places that are like shells. And apparently they used to prepare bodies here at times.
What?
And that's what
That's
Snooky
creepy.
told him. And it was so hard to carry it all the way up that they would rest it on those and kind of rest for a minute and put it there. And that was from Snooky.
Okay. All right, haven't heard that story?
Thank you, Judy.
And he's here at the tour.
Okay, oh, good,
And
okay.
you know what they
Well,
broke?
let's keep going
They
down.
broke over- They broke on all the walls in it.
Let's go
Basement?
our way down to the basement now.
All right.
Wow. So this is the top.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get.
I have to go this way. I'm behind you.
There's 2 staircases up there. This one in the front.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 staircases, right?
Oh, yeah, we weren't in here. Interesting.
Yeah,
And the
Yep,
typical
pretty.
marble mantle.
Will these hard places work?
I have no idea. All right, we'll go down the servant stairs now.
What do they have on those? Holy swallow.
One other smaller bedroom here. And
Oh.
this is in the back section, so this would, all would have been added on at some point after the original house was built.
Okay. Oh, okay, I gotta
Look at that.
change.
There's a oh, yeah, because you can tell there's an outside window right there. Yeah. This was the main stair, right?
So we're on the main level now, and we're going down into the basement level. Dad, we're gonna pass you here. Thank you.
Thank you, Thad.
I was gonna let you up. I guess I'll just follow them.
I smell it.
This section was classrooms.
Oh, look.
It is sold. So this, of course, is all new and not of any particular historic significance.
No.
What did you say was down?
Classrooms.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but there's a stairway
There's a stairway?
Another stair.
outside.
A real one. That's a
This probably was the original stairway before the addition was put onto the back of the house.
Where the snakes It's old. It's a real.
Oh, look at, but the old foundation.
Yes, the foundation was built to last.
Wow, okay.
Half bath.
Yeah.
This is all classrooms.
Oh,
And this was office space when,
This is pretty.
you can tell. It looks,
this is probably a conference room.
Wow.
There used to be a garage. Used to be a garage.
My son-in-law has worked in this
Okay.
we done?
I think we are done, so thank you for joining us today, and we hope you come to other tours. Take a look at our Facebook page, Friends of Wheeling,